As I said before, Carolyn Leavitt, the new White House press secretary, she's terrific at her job. She's great. Stephen Miller is a very aggressive defender and a very effective defender of the president's agenda. Tom Homan speaking on immigration. J.D. Vance obviously was like made in a laboratory to deal with legacy media. President Trump himself. I'm old enough to remember the Bush administration when George W. Bush somehow seemed to think that it was beneath him and beneath the Republicans to actually defend their agenda aggressively, that it was somehow not Marcus of Queensberry rules. Trump administration people do not have these same hangups. They go with the media, and then they refuse to accept the premise of the question, and they fight back. Here was Stephen Miller, for example, with Jake Tapper on the spending freeze.
I just want to make sure I understand. So anybody out there that provides school lunches, anybody out there?
Yeah, there's zero impact on public benefit programs, full stop, as OMB has made clear. And I want to really drill down on this, Jake, because it's so important. There's 2 million employees in the federal government. Overwhelmingly, the career federal service in this country is far left wing. I don't know that to be a fact.
Well,
I'll give you a great example. We looked at USAID as an example.
That's
98% of the workforce either donated to Kamala Harris or another left-wing candidate, just as an example.
Okay, but let me just an entire workforce as having a
whoa. Did you just say that saying someone voted for Kamala Harris is demonizing them?
No,
so according
your suggestion is that there's a bias.
No, but you used the word demonizing. You just said that I'm demonizing somebody by saying they voted for Kamala Harris.
Let's get back on track.
But I am on track.
Okay.
Let me stay on track. What I'm saying to you is this. There are 2 million employees in the federal government.
Right.
They're overwhelmingly left of center. The American people, I got to finish the sentence.
Okay.
I got to finish the sentence. The American people voted for dramatic change implemented by Donald Trump. So it is essential for him to get control of government, to establish a whole of government process for Donald Trump's political appointees to review discretionary grants of spending for pet projects that are not directed by Congress.
Okay, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Again, the level of defense this administration is putting forward for its agenda is unprecedented. It's unprecedented in my lifetime and maybe ever. It's an amazing, amazing thing to watch. That wasn't the only big thing that President Trump did yesterday. He also offered a buyout to millions of federal employees. Basically said, listen, if you don't wish to work for me, great. Here's the check. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. According to NBC News, President Trump's administration is offering federal workers the chance to take a deferred resignation, which would mean they agreed to resign right now, but they get paid through September. A senior administration official told NBC News they expect 5 to 10% of the federal workforce to quit, which they estimate could lead to around $100 billion in savings. All full-time federal employees are eligible except for members of the military, employees of the U.S. Postal Service, positions related to immigration enforcement and national security, and other jobs excluded by the agencies. White House Press Secretary Leavitt said in a statement, quote, American taxpayers pay for the salaries of federal government employees and therefore deserve employees working on their behalf who actually show up to work in our wonderful federal buildings also paid for by taxpayers. If they don't want to work in the office and contribute to making America great again, they're free to choose a different line of work. The Trump administration will provide a very generous payout of 8 months. That is correct, and that is good. There's an email that was sent out to all federal employees, including a draft resignation letter for them to sign. It said, quote, if you choose to remain in your current position, we thank you for your renewed focus on serving the American people to the best of your abilities and look forward to working together as part of an improved federal workforce. At this time, we cannot give you full assurance regarding the certainty of your position or agency, but should your position be eliminated, you'll be treated with dignity and will be afforded the protections in place for such positions. If they resign under the program, quote, you'll retain all pay and benefits regardless of your daily workload and will be exempted from all applicable in-person work requirements until September 30th, 2025. So basically, show up to work or you can leave. You can also leave. Naturally, the left is fighting mad about this because they are afraid that a bunch of people will take the buyout. AFGE National President Everett Kelly ripped into the Trump email saying, quote, it should not be viewed as voluntary. Quote, the number of civil servants hasn't meaningfully changed since the 70s, but there are more Americans than ever who rely on government services. Purging the federal government of dedicated career civil servants will have a vast unintended consequence that will cause chaos. Okay, I have a question. Why is that chaos? Seriously, if you don't want it, get out. If you don't want to be involved in a performance culture, a return to the office, enhanced standards of conduct, that's what the Trump administration is calling for, then here is your payout and you can get out. Okay, that is the email that was put out by the Office of Personnel Management. And again, they're making it real easy for people to resign. All you have to do is type the word resign into the subject line of the email and hit send. That's it. So they're basically saying, listen, we could fire you or you could leave. Okay, but if you're going to come into work, you come to work for the administration, which is, of course, the way to do this. There's more on this in just one moment. First, I've got some amazing news to share with you today. You may or may not have heard about the abortion pill reversal treatment. It's giving women a genuine second chance at choice. It is literally saving lives. Here's something you might not know. Even though Roe v. Wade was overturned and many states have restricted abortion, the abortion pill has actually become the most common method, making up over 60% of all abortions now. That's why the work at Preborn Ministries is more important than ever. Their network of clinics stands ready to help women during what might be their darkest hours. They're there with open arms, offering love, understanding, and completely free services to support them in choosing life. Through their ultrasound services and the abortion pill reversal protocol, they've already helped save over 300,000 babies. Want to start your new year by making a real difference? Here's how you can help. Just $28 provides one ultrasound. $140 can help save 5 precious lives. It's simple to donate. Just dial pound 250, say baby, or visit them online at preborn.com/Ben. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or preborn.com/Ben. Your support could give a mother the chance to see her baby for the first time and change 2 lives. Forever, go check them out right now. Pound 250, keyword baby, or preborn.com/Ben. President Trump is also moving to fire Democratic members of 2 independent federal commissions, which is good. The EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, which is a left-wing dominated organization established in the 1960s and 70s. Jocelyn Samuels and Charlotte Burrows, formerly the chair, have been dismissed. He also fired the head of the National Labor Relations Board, the worst government board in America. I know the NLRB. We comply, I have to say this, by law. We comply with all legal standards when it comes to labor. Also, the NLRB is trash and the National Labor Relations Act is garbage. I know this because they literally tried to haul me up on charges for suggesting that I would fire employees who tried to dictate the editorial coverage of our company, which is not covered by the National Labor Relations Act. I was joking about it, by the way, and they still sent us an investigative letter. That's what the NLRB is. So Trump has now fired the chair of the National Labor Relations Board, Gwyn Wilcox. I would hope that the NLRB is completely disestablished. Trump also removed the EEOC's general counsel, Carla Gilbride, who oversaw civil actions against employers on a range of issues, including discrimination claims from LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign and pregnant workers. He also terminated Jennifer Abruzzo, the NLRB's general counsel. Good. These are career left-wing employees, and it is worthwhile for them not to have jobs, period. End of story. Again, Trump is moving fast. He is moving fast. And the left is panicked because he's not using any authorities that were not available to Joe Biden or Barack Obama. Remember, guys, you built this. You don't like Trump using executive authorities in this way? Well, maybe Barack Obama shouldn't have dictated that he would use a pen and a phone if he couldn't get Congress to do his work. Maybe Joe Biden shouldn't have tried to use OSHA to cram down vaccine mandates on 80 million Americans, something we had to sue him at Daily Wire to stop. Maybe Joe Biden shouldn't have tried to end around the Supreme Court by relieving student loan debt to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars. You guys built this entire system. It used to be that the federal government was small and had significant checks and balances between Congress, the legislative branch, and the presidency and the Supreme Court. You guys obliterated those. And now you're real sad because it turns out that President Trump is going to use the levers of power that you put in place in order to crank back the level of government spending, in order to crank back the level of government regulation and control. You break it. You bought it. Tough badoogies, folks. I'm sorry this is happening to you. I'm sorry that you built the system that is now being used against you. But maybe you shouldn't have built it that way if you didn't want it. By the way, I have to say, I'm loving this. I am. It is great. Because no matter how the Supreme Court rules on impoundment, we're going to find out what the actual story is on impoundment. No matter how the Supreme Court rules on these hirings and firings, we're going to find out what the actual powers of the presidency are. And I think that's a good thing. Clarity is a good thing. For too long, we've lived in this gray area where the combination of media, Democratic Congress, the President of the United States, Democrats, have been able to cram down vaster and vaster government spending programs in the name of the people without any checks and any balances. That day is now over, and I think it's excellent. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.